Hey guys, D-Forte here. Gonna have some hex editor fun. So the first game that I thought I would look at is actually Gold Rush. So for those of you not familiar with Gold Rush, it's a Sierra game, and it is really good. It kind of reminds me of King's Quest, only it's a totally different type of series. But you know how Sierra games are. They're adventure games, and they have a lot of mystery to them and a lot of riddles and things you have to solve. But what I'm going to do is first just kind of play around with getting into special areas like I did with King's Quest a while back, areas that are unwalkable. So what I'm going to do is start off showing your character here. I think his name's Jared, if I remember right. Not sure if it says. Yeah, it doesn't really say. But what I'll do is I'm going to walk down here just to kind of show you the lay of the land in case you're not familiar with this game. So you can see I'm the guy with the black jacket there. And normally you have to have a key to get into this house. This is your house, and you have to unlock this gate. And I think you have it on you. Yeah, house key. So you can get in. But if you notice, you can't go into the yard. If you try going over there, it's just blocked. There's nothing you can do. So we are going to see if we can get into that yard. And then over here, if I go right, there's a house next door, which is kind of strange, because it doesn't show it on this picture. I just now noticed that. It shows only your house. And then you go right, and there's another house right there on the corner, upper left, that red brick house. And it's going to have a guy walking around. He's pacing in there. And if you go up here on this road, I'll show you, it takes you to the next screen. There. Okay, so you can't get into these fences, of course, and we're going to see what we can do about this. So what I've done is I've opened Hex Editor. The one I use is called Fred, F-R-H-E-D, Free Hex Editor. And I've saved the game. This is the original Start 1 game. Let me load it so I can show you where I'm at. Start 1. So I'm right here on the bridge, if you can see me over there on the left. So what I did was I moved slightly to the left and then saved the game as Start 2. So when I saved Start 2, it produced a new file name, and you have to kind of pay attention when you save. If you notice here, and I don't want to save over that. Hold on, let me restore. Say it said GRSG.3. That's the file name. So the file name doesn't actually map up with the friendly name you give it, but that's okay. Well, it happens to be save Start 2 gets saved into a file called GRSG.2. And what I noticed was when I flip back and forth here, I'm flipping back and forth between the two game files. What you'll notice is right here, there's quite a few changes that occur, but right here ends up being the spot for screen coordinates. And it's kind of tricky because sometimes there's too many things that change. Sierra games are especially notorious for that. And I think some of the stuff that's changing in the background is like time, because it's real time. And also I think some of the coordinates in here are telling the game engine where the different NPCs are in the game. I'm not sure if it's other places or just this screen or what, but it does keep track of that, and you'll notice there's quite a few things changing. Well, anyway, it took me about 5 minutes to find this spot being the screen spot. So what I did was changed these two items here, this 10 and then 0089. I noticed that if I change it to OE0787 and I go to the same screen and reload, I'll show you where I end up being. So start 2. Now look where Jared is. I'm on the bottom right corner of the screen. So I'm in the yard that you can't normally get into. And it's really funny what ends up happening here. So I'm going to walk up. And of course I get blocked by this building. I can't go up anymore, and I'm blocked in this fence. I can't go left, can't get out of the fence. But the right does work because there's an open gap there. So when I go right, I appear in this guy's yard. And I'm still stuck in the fence. If I go up here, right onto this porch and go left, you can see I'm kind of walking on the house. But let me go down here to the right, and I'm going to go down here and see where we end up. Okay, so somewhere I'm hidden behind the background. I'm going to push right, and look at the very top of the screen. You see Jared in the middle there, walking around on the buildings like Rampage or Godzilla. So he's actually up there across in the island stomping on those giant houses, and he can even walk into the river there, walk around the water, and if I go down too much he ends up walking on the street, and then it pushes him back to the street. So let me restore it again, because there's something else kind of funny you can do. I'm going to go right here and go down again. Okay, now when I go down, look where I'm at now. I'm in that guy's house inside the window behind the picture frame. Here, I'll go up and down so you can see me suddenly disappear. Now he's walking through the window and I'm standing right there. Look at him, he's walking by. Hey bub, I'm in your house. That's funny. Now I'm walking on top of his house. That's hilarious. And then I come down here and I'm walking on his window in his cellar. And now I'm walking on a tree. Okay, there was one more spot I was going to show you up here. So I can cross the street too. I'm going to come over here, go all the way to the right. Now I'm going down. Now look, I'm over here in this yard that you can't normally get into in this game. And I'm inside this guy's fence. I haven't tried going down here all the way. I'm going to see what happens. So I'm blocked behind his house. Now I'm behind this bush. I'm going left. I don't know if I'm actually going left. Oh yeah, I am. So now, oh yeah, I'm still stuck. It shows me drawn behind that, but if I go up, I can't. That's really funny. If I go up, no, I'm still shown drawn behind it. I was trying to see where the bars were at. But the game thinks I'm below the fence, even though it's drawing it improperly. So now I went left. Let's see where I end up. I'm still behind the gate, or the fence. I'm going to keep going and see what happens here. And if anybody logs online here and wants me to do a particular game, let me know. Let's see where this ends up taking us. So I'm still stuck behind the fence. We're walking left. Earlier I was playing around with walking in the canal too, those side channels, and you just walk around. Okay, so now, there we go. I went down. Oh, now I'm behind this building up top. Look at that. That's hilarious. Hey, I'm at the bank. I think that's the bank. Let's see what happens if I go down here. Do I suddenly appear? Oh yeah, there. Kind of walking in the building. See if I can walk in front of that. There we go. He just walks right through walls. I don't want to leave the building because I'm trying to keep staying in weird spots. Now I'm going all the way to the left just to see if it'll let me go to the next screen. Doesn't look like it. Let me push up a little bit. It's interesting. So I'm stuck behind something. I wonder why they would make something to the left or right, you know, left top of that building be a blockage when you can't get up there. Well, let me go right again. Okay, so I was stuck down there in the building. Let me try to go to the top so I can see my character. There we go. Now let's go left and see if we can get all the way over there. It's Godzilla. Jared the Godzilla. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so now I'm up in the sky. Let's walk. See if we can walk on top of this building. Now, at some point, it usually makes you show on the front when it detects that you've gone down there too much. Doesn't look like it. I should be able to go in that livery then. Let's see if I can go over there and walk down there where the guy's walking around. That's where the horse usually kicks you, kills you. Alright, I should be about that position, I think. I'm going down. See if I can... There I am. I'm inside the building, see? I'm in his room. I can't go down anymore. So I'm pushing down and Jared's stuck. Hey buddy, can't you see I'm here? Yeah, I can't get out of his room. I'm trying to go right and I can't go right there either. There's a ladder in there, I'm sure. They don't have any logic. It just says you don't need to climb. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can go back up to the top and go left, continue a little more. That's pretty quirky. You get into a spot in the game where you're just... There I am. The upper left side. You're not in the real world. Oh, it fixed it. They put me back on the street. Yeah, so I'm back to normal. So on this screen is where you could play around with coordinates too. But enough of this one. Let's move on to the next game. Let's save this one. We'll just save start 3. Okay. Alright. Let's play something different here. What's something else we could hack that has a saved game feature? Like I said, if you have any recommendations, let me know. Oh, I know one. Conquest for Camelot. Let's see. Yeah, let's try playing around with that one. So let's kill that, kill that. Sierra. This one will be interesting. I've never tried to Well, I didn't try to hack Gold Rush either, but I'm not sure if there's any character editors or anything for this game. So we may be doing some new territory here. Alright, let's restore one of my saved games. Which one should we try? How about the courtyard? Let's see. That's going to be toward the beginning of the game. Yeah, so let's see what we can do here. So there's my guy walking around. Let me restore. Courtyard. And now I'm going to move a tiny bit left. Boom. Save the game. So I have to replace one. We'll replace Merlin. Okay. So when I go back to my folder, I'll just bring it over here so you can see. Got it sorted by date. I need to find out which one that was. Let me restore and resave the original courtyard. Yeah, it's at the bottom. Okay, now we'll save it. This is just so it's sorted by date in my directory there, so I know I have the right file. Okay. So, let's go back to the folder, refresh. So it looks like 0 and 1. So 0 is the original saved game. Let me pull this over here. And then we're going to do the other game. Okay. So both the saved games are open here. And wow. Look how much changed. So I'm trying to find differences in the files, and there it looks like there's a tremendous amount just from waiting that split second. Now let's look and see if anything. It looks like what's happened is something has shifted here, because if I look down here, I'm going to highlight. If you look the bottom right, it says SN, kind of a B looking character, MX. When I go to the other one, it's here. So somehow it's shifted. What we need to do is find where it began to shift. And if we look at the top, right here, there's a weird looking B character. Same with this one, weird looking B character. So my guess is they're using some kind of data compression. It may not be right, but usually when you have variances like that from just changing one or two things, it's because there's some type of compression in there for something. May not be the case, but alright, let's see if we can figure out what has changed. We're looking for just some numbers that maybe the position has changed a tiny bit. Now the other interesting thing I'm noticing, if we look at the first saved game, it says wisdom points right there. If we look at the other one, I don't see that. All that it shows is soul points. The other one also had soul points. See? Right here. Has 0, 3, 5, 8 soul points. 9 out of 293 wisdom points. This one doesn't show the wisdom points. Let's see if it's down further. No. That's interesting. So that does make me think they're doing some kind of compression right here that is somehow causing that to disappear. Because below here, you can tell it's not compressed. There's clear text. Now there's skill points. Now look at this. SDOM points, which is the wisdom. Let me see if this shows that same thing. Yeah, I don't see it. So there's something bizarre going on with either history or um, compression. But we'll figure this out here. So what we're going to do is look for differences. So we know this is the spot where it started. Okay. So what we're going to do is just try to change. Now let me make sure that the 0, 0, yeah, that's game 1. Yeah, so this is game 1. Okay. I'm going to take and change the top. So right next to that FE, this one has a 7A5000. Let's bring up a notepad. Do a new window. Alright, so I'm going to write this, well, record this in case I screw it up. FE7A50000235. And that was at offset, if we look at the bottom here, 77. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to change it to what was in the other file. FE, so now it's 010200. Let's change it to something drastic like that. Those are all 255s, or 256 technically, but if you have a 0 it's 255. And now we're going to see if that does anything to affect our saved game. Restore courtyard. Let's see what it does. I think it locked up DOSBox. Did it lock it up? Yeah, that locked it up. So obviously that does not have position on the screen, or I exceeded something. So let's kill it. We'll bring DOSBox back up. This is what you run into when you play around with the hex editor sometimes. Let's try to make it a lower value, like all OAs. Okay. Restore. Can't allocate. Okay. So that means that it's probably something to do with the stack that gets loaded. So that's not the area we want to be fiddling around with. So we're going to put it back to that. I'm going to put it over here so I can see. So we're going to do 7A 50000235. The stack has to do with memory and how it's allocated and everything. So I'm guessing that's probably what it was. So what we're going to do is see if DOSBox isn't. Yeah, that locked up DOSBox too. Okay, kill it. Redo it. Ah, it's Sierra. I always forget about that. Restore courtyard. Oh, I did the wrong spot. See, I have these OAs up here. Yeah, I messed that up. Okay, well, what we'll do is copy game 1 back over. And we will reload here. That's under games. Conquest. This one. Okay. That's one thing that you can really lock up DOSBox. It's not very safe with that kind of stuff. If it was a real DOS machine, you may even end up crashing it, but you could always restore it. Okay, so restore. Alright, so now that we got that back, we're going to go back and find a different area. So these are going to look identical now. So what I'm going to have to do is tiny bit there, save, courtyard 2, okay. Okay, now we're back to having some differences here. So let's see down around here where it starts having some text. What I want to do is try to get the scrolling to be the same down here. So I'm going to scroll down and see if I can see any differences. Okay, now we're talking, because below this I'm not seeing much shift. There's something that shifted there, and there's something that shifted here. So a 38 became a 28. So that is a good potential indicator. I see one more. This 30 was a 20, or became a 20. So what we'll do is let's change this 38 to something high like FF and reload. I did the original Conquest file, or the courtyard file. Let's see if that affects anything. Nope, that didn't seem to do it. He's still kind of in the same position. So we'll put that back to 38. Let's try this 30. Let's make it a FF. Nope, that wasn't position either. So those have nothing to do with position on the screen. So let's go back. So it is going to end up being something up top then, most likely. Let me scroll down a little farther here. There are some differences here. I see some C7s and BBs. A B2 and a BE. Okay. Let's try this BE here first. As you can see, it can be quite tedious trying to find. Nope, no impact. So let's go back and see those others. I lost my position. Then what you have to end up doing in this case is clicking on a line that actually has something and then scrolling down. Okay. Because otherwise the scrolling gets screwed up. Alright, so what we're going to do, get focus, page down. Get focus, page down. Okay. So these here, C7s. How many we got? I doubt this is going to be it because there's so many changing. But we'll try it. Oh, there it got screwed up again on the positioning. Off by 1. There we go. Okay, so in the 0, 0, we're going to do FF. That B6 FF. C9. 9C. Didn't change. FF. Did the 9E change? No. But this next to it did. FF. And this changed. 9E still doesn't change. But the thing next to it, that B6 did. Okay. Alright, let's see what that does. Do anything? Nope. Okay. So once again, that has nothing to do with where we're trying to go. Alright. So let's do... We'll just leave it because evidently it didn't hurt anything. Tab, down, down. Any changes? Nope. No changes. Still none. This is just process of elimination. Nothing. 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 Still the same. Okay, there is a little change here. So right here, right there, something changed. And down below, something changed a little bit too. So I'm going to take a note of this position. So we're at offset 20,939. Get rid of this here. 20,939 offset. Is it 39 or 38? Yeah, that's what drives me nuts is when it flips. So you're not dealing with the same position. There we go. Yeah, it is 39. Okay. So in my original save file, it is 1C, C4, 1B. 1C, C4, 1B. Alright, so we're going to monkey with this. Let's change these to FFs. Let's see what that does. Didn't do anything. Okay. Let's change that to an FF. Nothing. Okay. So let's go back because there was one more spot. This right here, 1F 37. So that's offset 21,283. It was a 1F. We're going to change it to FF. FF's just such a big number in a single byte. That's why I'm changing it to that, so that something obvious will happen if it is screen position. Nope. That had nothing to do with inventory. Was it score? I doubt it'd be score already. Nope. So that has nothing to do with where we're at. I think it's going to end up being higher up in the file. Okay, page down. No change. No change. Nothing. Tiny change here. Right there. That's offset 29,432. And that right now is a E8. Let's make it 0, since that's a lot different than E8. No observable difference. Okay. So we'll put it back. Down, down. Same. Here's some changes. Right here. Offset 32,435. And it is 48 hexadecimal. So let's make that FF. I did it again. Got to get focus on the left side. Okay. And then that position is here. We're going to make it FF. Okay, save. Still nothing. Okay. No change. Some more changes. Okay. Here. Darn it, it lost position again. Offset 34924. 34924. Okay, so that's the same. Let's get it scrolled to line 3 on this one. There we go. Okay. Change there. Change here. Quite a few changes here. So we have 0 there. And I just barely moved, so I know this isn't going to be it, because there's no way that would have changed it to an FE. So that's, I'm not even wasting my time on that one. That's too far of a difference. This one, 25 to 7. That's still not going to be it. What I'll do is, just to prove it, change that to a FF. Text, okay. So that's a pointer to some variable in memory evidently, and it couldn't find it, so then it crashed the game. Okay. 7. I think that was like it was a pretty low number, like 20 or something. Let's see if DOSBox can recover. Okay, good. Yeah, I got the wrong number there. What was it? I know it wasn't a big number. Yeah, that locked up DOSBox. Crashed it pretty good. I don't know if 28 was it or not. Nope, okay. I'll try one more. Maybe it was like a 30 or 38. Okay, one more try. Let's try 38. Okay, I'm gonna have to recopy the game file again. Delete that. Alright, I need to change my position. Need to reopen that. Okay. Let's check the bottom of the file. There is a difference. Something has shifted again, because you can see horse turn looper. So really I gotta find if there's any difference down there. Not seeing anything. Nothing obvious. Okay, so let's go to the top again. Alrighty. So this is Conquest 2, or I keep saying Conquest. Courtyard 2, and this is the Courtyard 1. We already tried this. Yeah, that's too much of a change. Okay. What I'm going to try to do is get his graphics to be exactly the same. So let's restore this one. Alright, so his bottom leg, the one on the red, is his right foot is pretty flat, so we want to try to get it the same way. That should be it. Okay. Because I'm wondering if... I clicked down there and it moved. Okay, let's do it again. Because I'm wondering if the graphics are part of the problem, that the engine's keeping track of that. So that should be it. So we'll save this one as Courtyard 1. Let me just double check here. Yeah, okay. So we're going to reopen both. You can see some games are more challenging than others to find changes. There we go. Boom. So now there's no shifting going on. That's the save game name. That changed. See? And I see a change here. Offset 864 became an OA. $864. Right there. So we're going to change that. OA. That wasn't it. What else we got? Right here. It was 14D7, now it's F6D6. I can't believe that would be it. F6D6. No. Okay. Another position here. Again, it's those numbers are too drastic of a change for it to be that little position. That's interesting. I do see some other things down here. Some ones, but let's do it one at a time. So we'll change these. F6, D6. Again, it was the same numbers, F6, D6. Every time I do that, it clicks somewhere else. Okay. Nope. So then down below here, I see this changed to a 01. Now why did it scroll that a tiny bit? That's just ridiculous. There we go. Okay, so let's change this to a bigger number like 20. Got to remember that that's a 0. If I just barely miss that, that's what happens every time. Here. Okay, there we go. Restore, courtyard. No position change. Okay. One more here. This is a 01. 01. Nope. Okay. We're really close then to finding it because there's not much left that has changed in this. The top here, there's a lot of fields you can see. Alright. It's a bunch of C5s. This doesn't have a bunch of C5s. This one has an X right there. C5. And then 010A. 010A, 06. So all that's the same. So let's look for a little change in some of those numbers. Where does it start? Starts right here. This is where I was looking at before, after that FE. Man, there's just so many changes there. 02, 04, 02, 32, C7, 9A, 06. Yeah, they've just changed drastically, which makes me think that there's, again, some kind of Huffman compression or something going on here. They're not encrypting anything else in the file, so can't imagine it's some kind of encryption. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to take this whole block and copy and paste. Before I do that, let me make a backup of it. Okay. So we're going to select here. We're going to go down. We'll just do to here. Now I gotta go a little further. We'll go to here. Copy. That's the wrong file. I don't want to copy from the Courtyard 1. I want to copy from this one. Below that FE. There we go. Paste. Okay, so now it has the same. Let's flip back and forth. See, it's the same. So we're going to save, and we're going to see if this screws anything up. If there's variables it's referring to, it's going to screw it up. So down below, where it had some of those numbers we changed and it said it can't find window and some of those other errors, it must be referring to something up top here, or vice versa, because now trying to load the exact same file minus the minor changes with this header replaced up here, it breaks it. Okay. Kill that. Let's restore it. Looks like I picked a really hard one to hack here. Most of the time it's real easy. Within 5 minutes I can figure it out, but this one is definitely giving me a challenge. Okay, so that's back. We need to reopen it with the hex editor. I've looked at all the rest on here. There's nothing else different. Yeah, nothing else different except that header block, and you can't just replace it. So there's some kind of intelligence in that. No, that's not what I told you to do. I think I'm going to start using a different hex editor. That one's kind of... I don't like how it flips you around on the scrolling position. Okay, and we already tried that up top. 2A. Yeah. Go to the bottom. Okay, it's not offset now. I do see a little change down there. 91 A9. Okay, let's change that. Nothing, okay. Right here. B2 to a 9A. Still nothing. There is a little... Oh, that's the same B2 to FF that I changed down there. Okay. Nothing. Nope. So I'm halfway through the game file and not seeing any difference yet. So what that means is there's got to be something in that top spot. Well, here are a couple more spots down here. This and this. So OC, it was 31. That's just such a drastic change again. That's probably not it. OC. Now I put an FF in there, which makes it 255 and makes it really big. It might be bigger than what the screen handles. So that might be causing it to lock up. Yep, locked it up. Let me try something smaller. Okay. Let's just put zeros in there. That's probably the same area that I had before that caused issues with trying to reference a variable somewhere. It's a pointer in memory, and it's got to be precise. So that doesn't have anything to do with the position on the screen. Okay. position am I at? 20929. We gotta fix that. So it was an OC. Let's put that back. Okay. $38 changed into a 14. No, walking that little bit's not going to cause that much of a change. Same with the 4 FE21 there. Now it's all zeros. That's not going to change that much. This spot, did I already do it? I mean, 32 to 37. That's a really good potential change because that's just a tiny position. Let me try that one. Maybe I already did it. I just can't remember. 32, making an FF. Yeah, that must have been one I already tried. Just didn't do anything. Alright, I'm just going to spend a little more time on this, and if I can't get this, I'm going to move on to something different. This one will require, obviously, more time. Okay, this one changed a little bit right here. Is that the only thing? Looks like it. It went from a 3F to 35. Again, that's not going to be a good change. 01. 3F to 35. Yeah, 35 is what I need to change it back to. If it breaks, it didn't break, but it didn't work. Nothing. Okay, quite a few changes there. We already looked at those. Those were not it. And now we're toward the back top again. So yeah, it's got to be in this top segment here. Somehow it's encoded. There's more information encoded in here, and it's tied tightly to something. One thing I'm going to just try to tweak one number here. Let's try this one, 35. Yep, that wasn't it. Yeah, I've changed all those others. It's interesting to me that there's a C7 here, C7 below. So the C7 obviously means something. Let me see what that is in hex. I can't remember. Decimal, it's 199. So there's a 199 there and a 199 there. In the other file, there's the second save, there's a 199 right there. But then a 58 above it. It's just really bizarre. I'm looking for some numbers that don't change much. This one doesn't change much at all. D7, 7F. So let's take a look at that one real quick. Let's do like a 3F. No. It has nothing to do with score. Nope. Now that we can probably find. Purse. Open purse, that's an action. Shield, lodestone, purse, rose sleeve. Yeah, I don't have all that stuff. But somewhere an inventory pointer is pointing to that and saying that I do have it. Okay, well, I've wasted enough time on this game. Well, I'll have to do that on my own time where I have more time, because that one's obviously a lot trickier. Let's find something else, something maybe a little different that has saved games. Let me see if anybody has requested anything. Nope, they haven't requested anything yet. Of course, it'd be nice for me to do one that doesn't have a character editor, because I mean you can already do some of this stuff with character editors. Like Pool of Radiance is easy. You can look here, here's the character, Dane. I can already tell these are probably his attributes, because that's 10, 11, 12, 12, 13, 12, and 7. I'm not sure what the 7 is. Character data 1. Oh, I need to, I think, type Sting here to hack that. I don't want to have to dig through and get my code wheel. It takes too long. Oh, okay. There's a batch file probably. Yeah. Okay. So this is probably game A. Let's find out. So I put 25s. Okay, I gave him 25 on everything. That's what these are then. Right there. Super easy. If you want it to be 18, should be that. Let's reload and see if that's true. Yep. See, so that gave him 18. So Pool of Radiance, super easy with a hex editor. Attributes start at position 16. This one here is probably that 45 that you see next to strength, because strength in Dungeons & Dragons is the only one in Advanced Dungeons & Dragons second edition, and I think first edition. We can have that be anywhere from 0-1 to 0-0. So let's see if we can find some of the other junk in here we can manipulate. So his movement is 3. If we look in here and try to find some 3s, I don't know if that's calculated on the fly or if the movement can be defined in this file. We're going to find out. I see several 3s. Let's just start with this one. Actually, let me find another character real quick. So his movement is 6, Jarius. Let's see here. Looking for his character file. So here's Jarius. So now we're looking for a 6 instead of where I had a 3. So there's a 3 there, still a 3. So 3 over here on Dane. That's a 4 on him, so that can't be it. Where else does Dane have a 3? Here's one. Nope, that's a 1 on Jarius, so that can't be it. We already looked at that one. Here's one. Nope, because that's an 11 on him. On Jarius. There's another one. Nope, that's a 2E. Okay, so you can't do movement. That's calculated. So, let's see what else we could do. Armor class of -3. Well, for sure we could do hit points. 82. So what we need to do is find our calculator and convert 82 to hex. 52 is what we're looking for. So Dane, where is your 52? Here's one. Is that the only one? First, let's see if his hit points are max. They are. Okay. So let's just try changing that one. FF. Let's restart. Okay, so what I just changed there was his max hit points. Because if you look, now it shows yellow, and it shows 82. And he hasn't recovered that amount. So somewhere, one of those numbers is the current hit points. Strange thing is I don't see 52, another one. Oh, here's one down here. That would be really odd if that's it, because that's really far position-wise from that other one. Let's try it. So yeah, I think that's the only other 52 I can see. Yeah, that was it. So the programmers, for whatever reason, put the current hit points at the very end of the file. It's not even close to the maximum hit points in the file, which is bizarre. I don't know why they did that, but they did. So now he has 255 hit points, which I'm guessing is the maximum, but we're going to see here. If I change this, we'll see if it'll let you go past 255. If I put a 1 there, a 1 here. Because, well, without getting into the technical reasons, if they're using 2 bytes instead of 1 for hit points, then this will work. If they're not, then this won't work. I don't know if they'd be using 2 bytes in this game because it's the first one. Nope. Okay, so that 255 is the max hit points you could ever get in Pool of Radiance. You can't go beyond that. I faked his level, you can see is level 30, which you can't obviously normally get in the game. So we'll change that back to zeros. Okay. Now I know there's something really bizarre about this, and let me see if I can exploit it. Fighter is his character class. Alright, and he's a cleric. There's a special hidden class in this game that they were planning on implementing, but they didn't. And I'm going to see if I can get his class changed to that, manipulating it. Let me see what this 4 is on the front. Ah, that was his name. Look, I put like a little, he's got like a little pyramid looking icon in his name now. Dane the Pyramid. He's built like a pyramid. Okay, so we'll put that back. Let's see if we can find. So those are attributes. It's interesting. This is 0, on Dane and a 2D on Jarius. 2D on Dane. Jarius is 0, okay. Oh, 0107. Let me try changing this one. Nope, he's still a fighter. Oh, 0200. Let me kick the speed up on DOSBox. There we go. Ranger. Okay, I found it. I found the spot. So in Pool of Radiance, you're only allowed fighter, magic user, cleric, thief, and then multi-class characters. So there's a hidden one called Ranger. We know about that one now. Let's try another one here. And I changed it to a 3. Paladin. Paladin doesn't exist in Pool of Radiance, but now it does. And I'm not sure if he'll be treated as a fighter throughout the game. I don't think, obviously they didn't implement like Lay of Hands or Curing or any of that, but if someone hacks it like that, I wonder if you still kind of are considered a fighter. Thaco of 12. See something here. So Thaco's 12. Let me put him back to a fighter. Thaco's still 12. So 8's really the highest level in the game for the fighter. I'm going to change it just to see if it does impact the Thaco to something real. No, it's still showing 12. And now he's a druid. I bet you didn't know druids were in the game. I wonder. Yeah, I can't memorize any spells. I was wondering if the druid somehow got the cleric spells or whatever. So that's another one they didn't implement. Let's try a 0 there. So they had plans in the original game. Isn't that cool? Now he's a cleric. Let me see if he can memorize spells now that he's a cleric all of a sudden. Oh, I'm going to have to do that again. I think I messed up. Oh, I hit exit again. Okay. Magic, memorize. He can't memorize any, so even though it says he's a cleric, for some reason, he doesn't really have them. That's weird. Okay, there's still more. There's a really crazy one that it would have been so awesome if it was implemented. I'm going to show you. Okay, there's magic user. There's thief. So this should be it, and I think the one that has never appeared in any of them, the gold box games, but would have been so awesome. Monk. There we go. The monk. They planned on doing it. So the strange thing is they never did it for any of the gold box games. But there is proof and evidence right there that SSI intended on having the monk as a class and the druid as a class by itself, not rangers getting druid spells. But they just never did it for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because I know they worked with Gary Gygax on this game. If Gary thought it wouldn't work for the game, or if they just ran out of time, or what the deal is, but that would have been so awesome. If somebody ever does a remake of those games, hopefully they'll implement that. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna check out now, and I'll see you next time.